Hi, this is Larry Campbell here at the Champs Barbershop in the heart of the West End. I'm here with Fabian, who's going to be my trusted practical advisor as a barber that cuts all day, every day with the trimmers that we're about to review. If you didn't see the first part, we did a review on hair clippers. If you refer back to that review, you can learn a bit about the different motors there are in both hair clippers and trimmers. But this part of the review will be for trimmers itself. So we're just going to start off with my favourite trimmer, which is the Andis Outliner, the GTX. Basically the reason I like this is because the power and the speed and the T-blades, which gives you the ability to basically get in places that you couldn't otherwise get in. And if you see my hair, I've got very short hair, so I cut my hair every 2 days, so I need to pull it down very quickly, and this particular machine for me pulls it down quickly. It runs at 7,500 strokes per minute. For me, it's a very good everyday machine. But who am I to say? So like I said, I'll just hand you over to Fabian, and Fabian will give you the lowdown. That's from a practical point of view.
For lining everything really, so for a shape up, for a beard, people that like the signs on their head, kids nowadays do a lot of lines, the signs, stars. This is great for that, because it gives you that sharp edges, points. Mostly on the designs, these two ends help you a lot on curving a line.
Okay, it's quite nimble.
Yeah, so very recommended. It cleans up. It's really good to clean up. If you want to clean up someone's beard or someone's head off, this helps you out a lot. And the lines are very crispy on this, so it's very good liner. The T Outliner, Andis Outliner GTX.
Okay, and that's a magnetic motor as well, isn't it? So we're working on the vibration. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, an everyday liner, you can use it for all sorts of things, and like I said, it helps you on the designs a lot, on the curves. If you're doing lines with a curve, even as a star, whatever you're doing, this helps you. Even to finish off a fade. Sometimes there's lines that will. Everyone's hair is different. Okay. So when it's fading someone's hair could be a bit stubborn, and there's bits that don't come off. This helps it come off. Yeah.
So this is like a ripping Oster classic, but a trimmer. Is that a fair?
Yeah. You
analogy
could say
for a lay person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then again, a lot of people that can't get wet shaves, they can't have a blade on their face because it will irritate their skin or it will bump up. This cleans it off.
Okay, and these can be zero gapped as well?
This can be zero gapped, and yeah, you can look at it on YouTube, and you can have a look at how you can zero gap, and very easy to zero gap.
Okay. Cool, perfect. So that's the Andis GTX, my favourite machine. Next, we're going to talk about the Oster T-Finisher. This again is a pivot motor, so if you remember what I told you before, a pivot motor, basically the speed is a lot slower, however you've got more powerful torque. Again, you have the pivot arm a third of the way down the clipper, and basically the motion that moves the cutting blade is like that. It's much slower, much quieter, but a much more powerful clipper. You've got a stainless steel T-blade, again very nimble blade. You've got a strong structured plastic casing. I'm going to hand you over to Fabian, and Fabian will give you the lowdown from a practical point of view.
With this trimmer, Larry, I would use it for people that have very fair skin. You know, when someone's skin is very sensitive, it gets red very easily. If you don't want their skin to irritate, this is very good for them. It's very powerful, as you said, and I would use it mostly on kids.
Okay.
This one.
Because of the quietness, it won't intimidate them off, right?
Yeah, and because it wouldn't hurt their skin.
Okay.
It wouldn't hurt them, and it's very sharp. It gives you a good finish. It's mostly for shape ups. This one, shape ups, outlines, and that. If you're doing the beards or the moustache on the edges, this helps you a lot for that as well.
Okay, perfect. That's cool. Nice. Thank you. So that's the Oster's T-Finisher. And last but not least, this is a very, very popular machine amongst professional barbers, which is the Wahl Detailer. The Wahl Detailer is a rotary motor, so this is the most powerful of motors that you can get. Just to remind you how a rotary motor works, basically it works on a cam and it's basically rotating the blade like this. So this motion causes the blade to go left to right, and it's very, very high torque. Also, the beauty of this particular machine, the teeth are very, very sharp. Barbers absolutely love this because it just gives the crispest lines. It couldn't give as crisper lines, sorry, it gives crisper lines than the Andis, but this is better for peeling down. This will give you the perfect sharp, sharp lines, and it's nimble, really, really nimble, tiny machine. Again, Fabian, give us the practical rundown on this machine.
On this machine, I prefer the American version of this one because it's got a bigger cord. It's very light. The cord's thicker, so it doesn't break. And then on the normal UK machine, this will be flat, and it breaks if you work every day, every 6 months you have to change your the cord or buy a new one. Yeah, my everyday liner basically. I use it for everything. Everyone, you can use it on kids. It's sharp and it's light. Beards, I like to do the beards with this because it gives me that sharp finish at the end.
Okay.
You can attach a TEY blade to this, it helps you a lot as well. But with the blade it comes itself is really good.
Tell us about this extension.
The TEY blade is basically the same blade as this one, it's just a bit wider.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically,
so
you
cover
more
you cover a larger area when you're shaping up.
Okay.
So you can attach it to this. I've got one on one of my others. This is the TEY blade. You can see the difference on both of them.
Okay.
So this can be attached to that. This is the one I was talking about. This breaks very easily. This doesn't break.
Okay, so the American version.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, I forgot to say, how are you can you just tell the people how you're powering these US clippers, because you're kind of telling them to buy the American version.
Yeah.
How do you power this American version?
Once I found the frequency 60 Hz, that's when I started buying a set of American clippers, because I only had one before, and from a normal UK converter, it would be either too high a power or too low. But this is just the right how would you say, the right voltage?
Frequency.
Right, frequency.
Just to expand on what Fabian's saying, the problem that a lot of barbers experience is the fact that the transformers that you might buy from a normal electrical store, they come with 100, 110 to 120 volts with a 50 hertz frequency. Now the problem with, as I was going back to magnetic motors, is the fact that on a magnetic motor, the magnetic motor works this way. It's got two arms down the side of the clipper that go like this, and when it's going like this at 50 hertz, bearing in mind 50 hertz is slower than 60 hertz, it doesn't have the time to return quickly enough at 50 hertz. So what ends up happening is the two arms bang at the end because they can't return quick enough. Now, what barbers did previously to counter this problem, to get rid of the noise, they would stuff sponge in between the two arms. So if you think about it logically, what they're doing is they're dampening the noise. However, they're reducing the efficiency of their tools by 1/6, because if you think about it, the clippers are still working 1/6 below what they're meant to be. You're destroying them and bound owing to the fact that they are still banging into one another. The sponge is dampening the noise. So that's just to expand on what's used to take place and what the frequency 60 hertz has helped all the barbers to run their clippers seamlessly without having to dismantle them and stuff them up with sponge, because this is a tuning process as well. They would stuff the sponges in and I'd have to listen to silence it and try and get the best performance even though it's under par. So that's the beauty of the frequency 60 Hertz converter which Fabian has here. So I hope this review has been informative, whether you're a professional barber, an amateur starting out, or you're just generally interested in hair clippers. So that's the end of this review from Larry Campbell and Fabian, and we're here at Champs Barbers in the heart of the West End. And as you can see, they've got all the tools, they've got the atmosphere, they've got the environment. So if you want a top-notch haircut in London, you're in the West End, you're more than welcome. So that's it, we're just going to sign off for today. Thanks for listening.